Ladies and gentlemen, the mid-season update for Season 1 of Call of Duty Vanguard has finally been released, and unfortunately, it's pretty underwhelming, especially for people who are looking forward to changes and additions to multiplayer, because when it comes to changes, we only got a few different weapon tweaks, but of course there were some other bug fixes that apparently also got fixed, but others I'm not so sure of. However, with zombies, we got ourselves basically a normal survival mode with it on Shinonuma. Even though you can't explore the entire Shinonuma map, you're still limited on where you can explore on Shinonuma, but at least it's normal round based, right? I guess. But when it comes to multiplayer side of things, the biggest thing that we got that is, I guess, really exciting from the update was the Welgun SMG. Of course, a brand new weapon that we got added within Vanguard. I have no clue how this thing performs in Warzone yet, but I can imagine it being pretty decent because so far my time using it in Vanguard's multiplayer, this gun shreds. But I first want to go over the description of this weapon that you see within the menu for Vanguard's multiplayer, and it reads, heavy full auto SMG with lethality and range, perfect for short to medium range engagements. And that is true, definitely can shred people at short to medium ranges. However, long ranges can be effective as well. I definitely recommend tap firing this thing. Not that this thing has a lot of recoil by default, but I'm sure like just holding down the trigger and trying to kill someone at long range is going to be a little difficult. I guess you could say that with really any weapon. But the thing about the Welgun is my very first match using no attachments, I actually was playing a hardcore match, and from what I could tell, this thing was a one-shot kill pretty much at any distance and I didn't have any attachments on, and so I was like, whoa, this thing in hardcore is a one-shot kill at any range. That's pretty crazy. I don't know if it's a one-shot kill at any range on anywhere on the body. I don't know if that's true. I personally have not tested this out myself, but when I used this gun my first game on in a hardcore mode with no attachments equipped, yeah, I was just getting consistent one-shot kills with it, which was kind of crazy. And so when it came to core game modes, which is the gameplay you guys are watching now, yeah, it still is pretty good, honestly. It doesn't have a lot of recoil or kick to it at all. Obviously, there is going to be attachments that can like increase the damage, but it'll like also increase the recoil pattern on it as well and stuff like that. And that's something you're definitely going to have to watch out for. I noticed when it came to like the stock, the barrel, and some of the magazine attachments, they will make this gun have more recoil to it, even though some of the other benefits are pretty generous. Like there is a lot of attachments to this gun that I feel like are going to make it kick a lot more. And you're probably wondering what attachments I personally use on this weapon. Well, on screen I'll show you, and you'll notice that I don't have a barrel selected, and that's because I feel like with the first two barrels you unlock, they're just completely useless. I just don't recommend rocking them at all because it is going to decrease your damage overall, and with like one of the other barrels it will actually decrease the range and I believe vital damage. And so I just like, well, why would I use these attachments? I don't see the point. But until I unlock the other barrels that I have not unlocked yet, I'll have to try them out and see what other kind of creative class I can come up with, the Welgun or gunsmith for that matter. And for right now, I'm kind of treating it as a mini light machine gun because I feel like the way its fire rate and DPS works, the damage per shot, I feel like it works similarly to a light machine gun, except you do have faster movement speed, reload speed, ADS speed. But the attachments I could have put on the gun, I try to make it to where I'm not adding as much recoil as possible to this thing. I really liked how accurate it was by default, and so I really wanted to keep that accuracy there while trying to buff other things about the weapon and when putting attachments on. But there definitely seems like there's a lot of attachments that increase the vertical and horizontal recoil, so I did my best to try to avoid them, but also use other attachments to try and help the vertical and horizontal recoil as well. But when it came to ADS speed, I didn't really care if I was losing ADS speed on this thing. I didn't care about ADS speed in general. And so yeah, like I said, I've been trying to treat it as like a mini light machine gun, something that I can run around with faster, but when I'm firing at enemies I have to like treat it as like a light machine gun. I don't really know how to explain it. That's just how I feel about the Welgun personally, and I do think it's a really unique aspect. It's something that I never really felt about like SMGs in Call of Duty. SMGs I feel like have always been those kind of rush heavy weapons that you kill people at close quarters, and the same thing can be said with this, except you don't get as much movement speed compared to other SMGs. It doesn't have a fast fire rate to it, so you're better off trying to pick enemies off, I think, at longer ranges, even though close range engagements can be pretty beneficial. But those other like SMGs with faster fire rates probably are going to be more competitive when it comes to close range engagements compared to the Welgun. But Welgun medium range I think is superb. It's really hard for other guns to beat this gun at medium ranges. I mean, obviously some ARs might and and all that kind of stuff. But the gun's very accurate, has very good DPS. You know, this thing is going to shred people, and it definitely will receive a nerf in the future. When it comes to like what the nerf will be, maybe it'll be its range, it might be its fire rate. I can definitely see being the fire rate and range being something nerfed, but maybe the damage will be nerfed as well, just the base damage in general. That I could totally see that as well. But either way, this gun is very fun to use. I highly recommend unlocking it as soon as possible and start raking it up and just shredding people with it. You're gonna have lots of fun, I promise you, before they nerf it. In terms of Warzone, I'll have to try it out and see what it's like, but before I do that, you know, I can't really talk about it and say how good it is. And also the attachment selection I showed you guys earlier, you know, that's not really going to be like my final build of this weapon. That's just something that I have right now with it, since it's only at level 40. And maybe in the near future, like maybe even later this week, I'll make a video or upload a video showing you guys the best class setup video for the Welgun, and that might be something I'll do. But either way, that's really all I want to talk about for today's video. Unfortunately, this update for Vanguard was not very exciting. I know with zombies we got like some content things and some things that should have been there at launch, but we still don't have a pause feature in zombies, which was so stupid. But also for multiplayer, for actual content in multiplayer, we just got the Welgun. That's it. We didn't get any new maps or equipment or anything like that, perks for that matter, but we did get some changes to perks. We also got some nerfs and buffs to certain weapons, but not that much. So I don't know. It just seems really underwhelming, Vanguard right now. Even though I love playing it, I really do enjoy playing Vanguard and grinding for atomic camo and all that stuff. But man, it is just so like irritating not hearing much communication from Sledgehammer Games about this game, and like when like we're not getting big enough updates. You know, we're not getting enough updates for this game to feel polished yet. And it's just really frustrating that's the case right now. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure you leave a like if you did. Subscribe to the channel for Call of Duty videos almost every single day, and don't forget to follow me on Twitter to follow me outside of YouTube. And with that being said, I shall catch you guys later.